Dallas Cowboys.
Here we are down on the bottom of the second level. And in here, the seats down in this little suite area are awesome. It's very padded and comfortable. Probably a few $100s each or more. Go all the way around. And up top are Jerry's boxes. All glassed in. And there's some type of turf. Obviously all yardage markers. One for the east side, which is this side, and one for the west side, which is down there. Clearly getting set up for what I think is the Elton John concert this coming Wednesday. A lot of scaffolding, platforms.
Welcome to Cowboys Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dale. I'll be your tour guide for the next hour or so, and this is Glenn in the back. You'll be helping me. Go Cowboys on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Go Cowboys! Let's start off right. The first thing I want to do is bring your screen up here. It's the largest HD video screen in the world. The screens that face the sideline are 160 feet long. They're 73 feet high. The screens that face the end zone are 50 feet long and 28 feet high. And if you do the math on that, we've got about 25,000 square feet of screen space up there. The screen is hung up by 16 3-inch cables. We also have cables on each end of it to stabilize the screen. The screen weighs 1.2 million pounds. To put that in perspective, that's just about what a Boeing 777 Airbus the Mitsubishi Company manufactured the screen for us and did $40 million, which is more than we paid for Texas Stadium back 40 years ago.
The screen costs more than Texas Stadium.
It's about the same thing we paid Deion Sanders 15 years ago. We're making progress, ladies and gentlemen. The screen is about 100 feet from the playing field level. There was a lot of discussion about how high we should put the screen. Where a punter couldn't put the ball and hit the screen. We took our punter out with a bat and tried to get him to kick as high as he could for an hour. The highest he was able to kick was 85 feet. So we jacked it up another 15 feet just to be safe. Unless somebody comes out here full of steroids and a bionic leg, we're going to be okay. Inside the screen, ladies and gentlemen, we have 8 levels of flooring. And we have elevators on each end of the screen. And on game day, we'll have at least 2 technicians up in that screen to take care of any problems that might arise. We have had no notice yet on restroom facilities, but I think they'll probably send the guys up there with the largest bladders and kind of hope for the best. Anybody got any questions about the big screen? Hey, that's a good question. He wants to know how the technicians get up there. The elevators will go up and down the shaft and the 8 levels of flooring, but they'll also come down to the field level.
They'll drop out of the bottom of the panel. all the way to the ground. No. The elevators drop out from there all the way down to the ground, and then there's 8 levels of flooring inside there. If you look over there, you can see fluorescent lights inside the units, and that's how they work on it when there's problems, or if there's problems.
And that one only has 3 levels.
Oh, yeah.
So there's 25,000 square feet of screen, which is about, that's about 15 of our house. Roughly 15 of our house. Over there's another concession area. Nice little tables.
See the seats in those?
Yeah, these are much nicer seats here. These all have padding. Our seats were just plastic.
Maybe they wouldn't finish with them.
No, I think they're finished.
They're kind of broken.
They could have padding.
Ours had symbols on ours.
So we're going to go inside here.
Capacity here of 80,000. We have the ability to expand that to 111,000 by putting seats in the end zone. We played the New York Giants here in September, and we've already sold out 111,000. So we think we'll have quite a few events out here this year, especially the first year, and we'll probably sell out just most all of them. It took about 3 years to build, and the final tab on it was $1.4 billion. And I trip over that every time I say that. 1.4 billion is a lot of money. The field out there that you saw is 50 feet below street level. And it took us a full calendar year just to excavate the bowl. We worked in 3 shifts, 7 days a week. It took 50 weeks to do it. So just the bowl itself was a very big project for us. It took a third of the time that it took to build it. We have, the old stadium had 380 suites. Excuse me, 381 suites. We only have 300 out here. But they're a lot bigger, they're a lot nicer, and of course they're a lot more expensive too. That's obligatory, it's got to be more expensive. We're the only stadium in the NFL that has field level suites. This has never been tried anywhere else. And we're going to see how it works. A lot of people think, well, why would anybody buy a suite on field level when you can't see anything? Well, what they do is they just use those suites to drink in and to socialize in. Their seats are actually on top of their suites up out there on the rail, so they got the best seats in the house, actually. Anybody got any questions about the field or anything that relates to the field before we leave?
If it's below street level, they have drainage.
Oh yeah, sure.
We're talking about bad rain,
Not with this roof we got with it.
but it opens up, right?
Yeah, it also closes. Anybody else got any questions before we leave? Let me tell you a little bit about this. This is called the North Main Club. And it's got about 59,000 square feet. And we have 8 clubs like this on 4 different levels. And you'll find out here that all your major seating areas will always have a club right in behind you. You know, you got to have a place to go to buy those $13 hamburgers. And use the restrooms and all that sort of stuff. So everybody that comes in here on game day, the only ones actually authorized to be in here on game day are the people that sit right out in the bowl in front of us. So that way you can kind of control the crowd. Be sure to cut down on bar hopping. We do other things here. We decide to have a good time on game day. They also rent these things out. We have a lot of people out here that like to go, you know, have dances out here, weddings, job fairs, trade shows, just about every event you can think of. We'll hold right here, and depends on how many people are in your event as to how much of the hall here that you'll rent. We've got a lot of days out here. Glenn will back me up on this. A lot of days when we're out here during the week, we may have 4 to 5 different events going on at one time in the stadium.